Dismissive avoidant, no contact. Once the avoidant has taken space from your relationship, they're going to realize something that's pretty important, and we're going to talk about the 3 things that they're thinking and feeling while they take space and how that's going to determine what they do next about your relationship. Hi, I'm Katya Morozova. I'm an attachment coach and certified NARM practitioner. On this channel, we explore attachment dynamics in relationships so that we can understand both ourselves and each other and have the love that we want. If that sounds helpful to you, then definitely hit subscribe. 99% of the people that I coach have an avoidant partner. At least 7 out of every 10 people that I talk to have had their avoidant partner leave once already. So we know that avoidants do come back. Now, of course, this isn't the case for all avoidants, but let's discuss what happens for the avoidant during no contact once they've taken space. So once the avoidant takes space, they will come to a fork in the road where they have a choice to make. Do they want to do what they often do, which is walk away forever and move on to the next relationship? Or do they want to come back to your relationship and try to make it work? In order to determine what they will do, we have to hit rewind to understand how they got to that fork in the road in the first place. And that means that we need to cover 3 things. First, why they took space in the first place. Next, what they experience when they take space, and finally, what they will do once they've taken the space that they need. First, a dismissive avoidant takes space for one major reason: because they are emotionally triggered and they start to check out from the relationship. Basically, what this means is that the avoidant has a lack of tools to manage or deal with uncomfortable relationship emotions. And their default tool is to distract and redirect away from the thing that feels uncomfortable, which in this case is the relationship. This reaction can happen in response to a stressor in the relationship, like an argument, or it can happen in response to life or work stress, or even to growing intimacy in the relationship. So for instance, you're entering into a new level of commitment in your relationship. Next, let's talk about what they experience when they take space and how they interpret what they're feeling. So basically, what do they say to themselves about what it is that they're feeling? Real quick, it's important to note that each person is unique and every relationship has its nuances. So what someone with an avoidant style goes through can vary a lot. So for a personalized assessment of your situation, I recommend booking a one-on-one coaching session. You can do that right up here. Okay, so in certain situations, people with an avoidant style may genuinely believe that taking space is the right decision for them. They may even consider it the best option for both of you. At least that's what they tell themselves. While emotionally, they will also feel a sense of relief. And I know you've probably heard this from other videos, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper here. This is important because what they do with this feeling will determine what they do once they have taken the space that they so need. The relief can come in response to a few different things. So first, they feel relief because their life and responsibilities were becoming unmanageable. So they take space to, well, have less to manage. And then they feel relief because now they have, quite frankly, less things to think about, and they can focus on their own life and other responsibilities without worrying about the added duty of a relationship. This may seem like a pretty drastic choice to make, and you may wonder why the avoidant can't communicate what's going on with them. And I think that's a really good question if you're in a relationship with them. But remember, this attachment style is the hyper-independent one, the one who struggles to be vulnerable and show that they need support, and has a hard time relying and trusting others. Now let's move into the second reason they feel relief. They feel relief because the relationship was stressful for them. Maybe they felt overwhelmed or smothered in the relationship, which can often be the case in the anxious avoidant dynamic. And third, it's possible that they actually misinterpret the feeling of relief as a reaction or response to being away from your relationship. This can come out of their past because people with this attachment style can often experience relationships themselves as stressful, even if their partner didn't do anything wrong. So what does all of this mean? Basically, if they feel a sense of relief and think, oh my gosh, that was so stressful, and they attribute it to your relationship, the likelihood is high that they won't come back as they have no tools to navigate this type of stress with you, and because they view your relationship in an unhealthy light. However, if they realize that their relief, that the emotions that they were feeling was a reaction to them having too much going on in their life and not because of your relationship, once that external life stress diminishes and they feel like they have control over their life again, they are much more likely to be open to reconnecting. Now, will they reach out to you once they are out of that stressful situation? Really depends on the person and on your relationship. The dismissive avoidant who is still very much invested in the relationship will. And the avoidant who has some secure parts will likely be more willing to re-engage. So, is there any way for you to know what your avoidant is feeling and thinking and how they're interpreting your unique situation? Well, I think what you want to look at is what happened right before they took the space. That will give you some insight into what they could be feeling and thinking right now. When I work with clients, that's one of the first things we look at is everything that led up to them taking space. Remember, most of the time, people don't leave for no reason, even if it feels that way. They leave because something triggered them and their survival response or the tool that they have to rely on is to distance themselves and pull away. Now, I know that it can make you feel incredibly anxious when your partner takes space suddenly and you don't know when they will come back. You may even wonder what taking space means for them and how long they are going to take. If you'd like support with feeling more at ease about your situation, understanding your situation a bit more, and if you'd like a plan on what's the best course of action with your partner, then I recommend booking a one-on-one session where I can hear your relationship story, assess your situation, and give you a customized plan for what to do next if one is warranted. You can book that using the link in the pinned comments or in the description. Did you like this video? If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to watch more content that supports you in understanding your avoidant partner and helps you become secure in your relationships. Next up is my video on the dismissive avoidant and what they feel when they act cold. That's going to be right up here. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.